Hey Curious, there are a few actors who used to have such incredible careers back in the day, appearing in all the top and most anticipated movies, and then when one day you think about them you ask yourself the question, oh yeah, what are they even playing in these days? One of those actors is surely John Travolta. We all remember him in such iconic movies such as Saturday Night Fever, Grease, and Pulp Fiction. Yet in recent years, unless you're a big fan of his, can you really recall any recent movies that he starred in? Did the passing of his son have an effect on it? And was Scientology to blame for the ultimately passing of his wife Kelly Preston? Stay with me until the very end, but before we continue, don't forget to hit the bell and the subscription buttons. As you know, the 70s were undoubtedly the height of Travolta's career. Carrie, Saturday Night Fever, and Grease all came out during that decade and thus thrust his career onto an international scale. But after that, his career took a bit of a dip and he slowly went down the ranks of Hollywood's top actors. That is until Quentin Tarantino came around with his cult classic movie, Pulp Fiction. Until then, his most iconic and memorable role was as Danny in Grease. But after he was able to get the role in Tarantino's movie, Travolta could have also added Vincent Vega to that list. And besides making it to the top of Hollywood's best actors list once again, he made in Hollywood as well as in audiences remember that there is a guy called John Travolta who can in fact act. He even managed to capitalize on it, as it was when Quentin had advised him to take the lead role in Get Shorty, which gained him more acclaim for his acting. While later, there were many more movies in which he starred in that were also huge hits such as Face Off, The Thin Red Line, Swordfish, and of course, Hairspray. No other movie had managed to land him another role that has been as iconic and as memorable as his early ones. Well, maybe Edna Turnblad. However, compared to the other previous years, it seemed that the actor's career slowed down and he didn't appear in as many movies as he had done previously. And while some credit that to his family tragedy, another reason could have been that having established himself as part of the elite, he could be pickier with what roles he accepted. Though his family tragedy also brought out some controversies with it. As some might be aware, in 2009, he and Kelly Preston's oldest son, Jett, passed away while the family was vacationing in the Bahamas. Their son, who was born in 1992, had a history of illness, having suffered from Kawasaki disease as an infant, and he also had a history of seizures. After his passing in January, several months later in September, both John and Kelly confirmed the long-standing rumors that their son was in fact autistic. And if losing child wasn't bad enough, having people trying to get money out of you with relations to it would surely make everything even worse. And it turned out that there was an extortion plot where 3 people were accused of threatening to release private information relating to Jett's passing, as well as threatening to sell a story to the press that would suggest the actor was responsible for the tragedy. The trio was arrested and taken to court for this multi-million-dollar plot against the 2 actors. The first trial unfortunately ended with a mistrial after the Bahamian MP had suggested that the jury, which is still in debating, had acquitted one of the suspects, which meant the first one had to be dismissed and a second jury was elected. Though after all that turmoil, the Travoltas decided to drop the case and all the charges as the case caused them stress and pain and they just wanted to put that all behind them. If you want to know more in detail what happened, then be sure to check out our previous video, the link to which is displayed above now. Then a decade after they had lost their son, John was met with another tragedy. This time, it was the passing of his wife Kelly after she lost her battle with breast cancer. Her struggle with the disease had been going on for 2 years, but they chose to keep this information private. However, even another tragedy such as this had caused some controversy, though here it might be not as bad as much with regards to as John as it is with Scientology. In case some weren't aware, Travolta has been a member of the church since 1975, and he's listed as one of their most successful celebrities. Appearing on Good Morning America in 2015, he spoke out about the church and it's a beautiful thing for him and that he saved many lives with it as well as his own. He went on to say that after the loss of Jett, they have helped him every step of the way for 2 years straight. Though despite his feelings for the Church of Scientology, Preston's fans were concerned that their teachings could have prevented her from getting the medical attention she needed. These fears come after many critics of the religion have accused members of rejecting modern medicine. Following Kelly's passing, an ex-Scientologist spoke with the Daily Mail and told them that L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of the religion, was really opposed to chemotherapy and radiation. In a November 1959 lecture, he even said that cancer is not caused and it always requires a second dynamic, or, here we quote, sexual upset, such as the loss of children or some other mechanism to bring about the condition known as cancer. However, in the farewell post to his wife, Travolta did write, "My family and I will forever be grateful to her doctors and nurses at MD Anderson Cancer Center, all the medical centers that have helped. Many have taken this as a sign that maybe the family has in some way backed away from their faith, while others accused it of being a lie for the actor to cover himself." So curious, what do you think? Has the Travolta family decided to distance themselves from the Church of Scientology? Did the church's belief cause her ultimately passing? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you again in the next video.